There are 32 military bases in California. 32. They don't have the manpower to take over one. They don't have the manpower. They don't have the weaponry to take over one military base in California, let alone 32. Greetings, everyone. Hope we're all doing well today. I don't want to get anyone upset, but I keep seeing these videos, news reports everywhere about a civil war. Is there going to be a civil war in America? I don't think so. I don't even know why they're really talking. Well, I do know why they're talking about it, but that's another topic. Why are they thinking there's a civil war? And there's CNN, MSNBC, InfoWars talks about it. While I was making this video, Anti-School made a video about Civil War. Icons made a video about Civil War. Maybe you want to check them out as well. Everyone's talking about this. Here's why I don't think it's going to happen. All right. First of all, nobody wants a civil war. War is hell. All right. It's not Call of Duty. You're not going to log in and play war for a little bit and then go back to your normal lives, watch your TV shows, eat your dinner, so on and so forth. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. What are you going to do when the lights go out? The lights are going to go out. If there's a civil war, there's going to be a shutdown of electricity. Facebook, Twitter, no internet, no email, and they're going to shut down the telephones as well. There'll be a shutdown of all communications, because that's what happens when you declare a war and you fight a war. The first thing they do is shut down your comms. So all that's going to be gone. There's going to be a water shortage because they're going to cut your water. They cut your supplies. They're going to cut the food off. So I hope you're stocked up. Everyone that's talking about a war, hope you're stocked up. The supply lines will shut down. So not only will you get food and water, you're not going to be able to get more. And hope you got enough ammunition because you declared war. You're going to try to go to war. It's not quite that easy. It's easy to talk about. It's easy in Hollywood. It's easy in video games. I'm talking about real war. How many of these people that are talking civil war want to give up their daily life and pleasures to actually fight for what they believe in? How many? I think a very small percentage. I think it's less than 1%. Now, some people say, well, you have states. Certain states are just going to leave the union. California, they might be able to pull Oregon, might be able to pull Washington. But then where are the rest of their allies going to be? If they're extremely successful on the left, pulling this left-wing coup and revolution as they want to pull it, is what it would be if they actually worked. The rest of their states are going to be New York, maybe Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. We'll give them Vermont, we'll give them Maine, give them New Hampshire as well. Give them New Jersey. All right. They're going to have a nation divided by an enemy nation, which is going to be controlled by the opposition and shut off all the transportation. Some people might say, yeah, it's an internet age and blah, blah, blah. And so if California can still maintain to, keep the infrastructure going, their goods and products aren't all going to be self-sufficient, especially not at first. No, that may be the biggest resistance if they actually tried such a stupid thing. California, Southern California, we're going to fight back. We're going to mob up, and we're going to fight back against the resistance. All right. There are 32 military bases in California. 32. They don't have the manpower to take over one. They don't. They don't have the manpower. They don't have the weaponry to take over one military base in California. It's just a ridiculous thing to think that they're going to have an uprising and be able to take out all military bases and thus secure the state of California. One state. Forget about taking over the rest. The other thing going against them is most of the people that are willing to fight would be on the side of the Republicans, Libertarians, Trump supporters, whatever group you want to lump them into, and whatever name you want to call them. You can call them Nazis or Hitler, who, whatever you want to make up, or what the DNC told you to call it. It doesn't really matter. You're going to be way outnumbered and way outgunned and way outsmarted because liberals don't really care about learning anything about military strategy. They know how to call up other people for military strategy. So if they cut all those people off, who's going to defend them? The cops? The National Guard? Those people would all lean back into the, like I said, Republican, conservative, libertarian, patriot. You put a name on whatever group, you're going to lump all these group of people. They're going to be the toughest to beat into one group and then try to revolt against them with people who are pretty much pacifists. I don't think that's going to work very well. Not at all. Now, the only people that want to see a civil war in the United States are foreign interests. Mainly, foreign bankers, or banksters as I like to call them. That's the one who's floating the idea around to begin with. They want to get the temperature and see how much we could really possibly incite a civil war in the United States of America and break it in two, and thus we can set up a American Union and make everything one country like they want to. Don't think it's quite too likely. Too many people are onto their game plan. I mean, come on, this isn't the 13 or 1400s when nobody knew what was going on. It's not even the 1960s and 70s when very few people knew what was going on and were afraid to speak out. It's 2018. We have the internet and stuff. It's kind of old news by now. Everybody knows what's going on, or enough people know what's going on, and I don't care. You can call people conspiracy theorists all they want. The president is a conspiracy theorist, all right? So the names really don't matter. What matters is the action and what's going to happen. So them trying to float the idea of a civil war, it's really ridiculous. It would be a wipeout. It would be a wipeout. You would be talking about one of the most swift victories in the history of warfare. It wouldn't even be close. Wouldn't even be close. Now, what's more likely to happen, California may decide to try to divide up into 5 or 6 states and try to take political power that way. That's not really a war, but that's more likely to be a strategy they would take other than deciding they're going to fight back against the federal government. I don't think that's going to happen. However, that would probably be counteracted with Texas, who already has the right to divide up into states, be dividing as well to take back the advantage on the right side. I don't think they're really even going to do that anyway. Plus, they don't have permission. They'd have to get permission from the Congress, which I doubt the Republican Congress would grant them permission to divide themselves into 6 states. Now, there's a couple of you that I know that are in the rabbit hole, and they're going to say, well, what about Obama's secret army, his secret UN army? I'm going to address this really quickly. Obama's secret UN army would be shut down very quickly by the Rangers, some of them by some Marines, but they would not last very long at all. Not at all. Not at all. They wouldn't even be able to hold any territory. So, some people say that it's already going on. There's a civil war already going on. All right. And there is of sorts, but that's not really a war. I mean, having propaganda war is not really a war. There's a propaganda war going on, sure, I'll give you that. It's Democrat versus Republican. We got liberals versus conservatives. You got globalists versus nationalists. We have people of color versus white people. We have poor versus rich. We have socialists versus capitalists. We have authoritarians versus constitutionalists. And you could probably throw a few more in there. However, not everyone lines up on one or the other side of these things. If you're on the left side of one of these issues, you may be on the right side of another of these issues. There are white liberals. There are rich liberals. There are capitalist liberals. There are capitalist globalists. There's socialist nationalists. There's poor nationalists. Man, there's rich nationalists. There's poor Republicans, and there are rich Democrats. There are authoritarian whites, and there are constitutionalist people of color. It's not drawn down the middle. Not anymore. We cannot be drawn to a civil war without having enough people to be able to line up on one side or the other of who they are and what they identify with. Right now, this paradigm of old is being broken. It's already broken. The pieces of it are falling apart, and we're going to build a new paradigm. That's what we're doing right now. But civil war? That's not going to happen. Not in the United States of America. And anyone trying to convince you of that is probably working for a globalist banker. And they want you to invest your time and money in more of their Federal Reserve notes and not realize the difference between those Federal Reserve notes and wealth. And realize that wealth is created by you. Federal Reserve notes are created by them. So, that being said, that's my take on this so-called civil war in the United States of America, which is just really a leftist talking point. They're not going to do it. They don't have the balls. They don't even have the money. They don't have the manpower. Anything would be a threat, a little civil unrest. They could pull off a little more than possibly a riot. But a civil war, that requires a lot of, I'm going to get into it, a lot of organization, a lot of willpower, a lot of control, and a lot of training, which they just don't have. They don't have it. So it's not going to happen. Not now. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, or subscribe to this video, or subscribe to my channel if you like this video. I'm usually known for doing horse racing picks. I dabble into a little bit here and there if I see I got something to say about it, and this one's just been popping up too much for me to leave alone. So once again, thank you, and I will see you for the next video. Hopefully it will be about the Haskell Invitational. But if something else stupid pops up, I might have to make a video about that too. Thank you again.